What is a hipster? They walk among us every day, but do we really know what defines them? Will they be here forever? Or are they destined for extinction, like the flappers of the 20s or the greasers of the 50s? We will answer these questions and more in today's episode of The Modern Man, the Hipster Dilemma.
The hipster of today is facing what is perhaps one of its greatest challenges, stagnation. It's in fact this stagnation that has led it to drift into mainstream society.
Being different defines them. Now we see hipster trends in everything. NBA post games, and hit TV series like New Girl. Now being hipster has become the norm.
In the beginning of 2013, the hipster identity crisis reached its peak. The question now remains about whether or not this stagnation will be their death knell or if they'll be able to evolve.
A new breed of hipsters are evolving, but in order to understand where they're going, we need to understand where they've been.
The hipster that we know today can actually be traced back to the emo kid of the early 2000s. This emo kid can be noted for his black eyeliner and black clothing and a general disdain for life. The emo evolved into the scenester. This stage focuses on local music, trucker hats, and fake vintage t-shirts. The scenester was only around for a while before transforming completely to the twee, made famous for their sweaters, scarves, and listening to records. The twees evolved to a more rugged look to match their love of Bon Iver in 2008, flannel, boots, and beards. Then in 2009, the hipster came to be what it is known for today, really a collection of all before them, a love of vintage obscure music, retro clothing, and an attitude of irony.
So now that all their underground bands are discovered and popular, and no one cares about who knew them first, the hipsters are wandering around without a niche in society.
Now, as they wandered around, they became more aware of their surroundings. They decided to seize these opportunities so they could one-up the mainstream.
So what ended up happening is they became hipsters that liked everything that everyone else already liked.
Hipsters are becoming people just like everybody else. They're just unaware of it. We experts who have studied this trend are referring to them as post modern hipsters, or as they call themselves, the pomos.
I wouldn't say that I became mainstream, I would just say that the mainstream caught up with me. I liked all these things before it was cool for hipsters to like them.
There are several key features in this stage of evolution. It appears that the Pomo has been underground for so long that they're completely out of touch with any mainstream trends in today's society.
Dude, have you heard that brand new Lady Gaga album? Came out like 5 years ago. It is so good.
Oh yeah, dude, she reminds me a lot of Katy Perry. Not a lot of people know about her. She's pretty cool.
So basically, to a hipster, anything with a sepia filter on Instagram is beautiful art. But the Pomos have taken it one step further. To them, literally anything on this earth is art.
What is on your foot? This is true art.
We even have archived footage of a Pomo staring at a chair for hours thinking it was art. Unfortunately, this was filmed by another Pomo on his iPhone with some crappy filters thinking that this was art. This created a terrible sequence of people filming them, watching it, and so on and so on.
The hipsters of the past have preferred to remain underground. Now, this is still true with the Pomo stage of evolution. However, they are under the impression that everybody is underground with them. And so therefore, they think everybody is doing everything ironically on purpose.
Dude, that shirt is so bad and terrible and wonky and ugly. It's almost like you're trying to be mainstream. I love it.
Pointing out these characteristics has led people to think that the pomos are pretentious like their hipster ancestors. However, this is not the case. They legitimately think they're complimenting people in their own minds.
There's still a lot we don't know about the rising Pomo. For example, their love of smooth jazz.
Being pomos, you would expect them to brag about their love of smooth jazz, but we haven't found any traces of this on any of the major social networks such as Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.
Now, although we've done thousands of experiments, we just can't understand why they love smooth jazz.
Is that smooth jazz?
Dude,
else would have been. Dude, KD, this speaks to my soul.
Is Pomoism the next stage of evolution, or is it a branch off of the original hipster tree? Only time can tell, but at least you can say you knew about it before it was cool.